Does dark green on light blue really work? I mean, I guess I could just call it a fashion statement. You don't really have to think about how you dress if you just call everything a fashion statement. But then again, people always call me Shaggy when I wear green. I cannot figure out why people think I look like Shaggy. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, hey guys, so your responses to my last video about Rubik's Cube methods was very interesting. I got a few contacts from people who told me about methods that I didn't even know exist that are in development right now. And I got a lot of responses from you about method neutrality. So to start with, I'm going to let you know about two things you might not know exist, and those are WaterRoux and ZZ Tripod. WaterRoux is essentially a combination of roux and the Waterman method, and you build your first block, then you build like a square, and then you use Waterman last 5 edges or something like that. In case you don't know what Waterman last 5 edges are, I didn't really know that either, but Waterman's like a corners first method, and the last 5 edges algorithms, there's a lot of them. There's like 300 and something algs, so it's very similar to learning ZBLL in terms of alg count. And in my opinion, the recognition is a little bit worse because you have pieces on the back of the cube. If I am reading the method correctly, which I'm not sure I am. Again, it's very new to me as well. But the average move count of WaterRoux would be less than ZBLL and significantly less than normal Roux. It would be like 40 or so, 40 to 43 or something. But like I said, similar to ZBLL. If you're really into Roux, you might want to check that out. If not, it might not be the method for you. The other method is ZZ Tripod, and that's a ZZ variant, which is less efficient than CT, less efficient than ZZA and ZZB, but it's way less algorithms than those ones. It seems like it would be a good like stepping block to get to ZZA or ZZB, because what you do is you build a tripod, which is essentially something like this, where you have your F2L-1 and then a solved square in the back right. Now that'll take a few extra moves beyond your normal F2L-1, but not too many more if you get a good case. If you get a bad case, it can be fairly inefficient, which is why it's worse than ZZCT and other things like that. But anyway, once you have the tripod, then you insert these two pieces, your last F12 pieces, with one algorithm that preserves the tripod, and then you use the ZBLL case with that tripod. It's like 80 algorithms total. It severely limits the number of ZBLLs you need to learn, which is a good thing, but I'm certainly not going to be switching to it because, like I said, CT is more efficient, and I already know CT, so no need to learn 80 algorithms that I don't need. I could see it being very useful for FMC though, so someone might want to look into that. The same person who told me about those was one of the creators of NS4, the other 4x4 method I was talking about that I didn't really like as much. With my suggestions, he made some modifications to it to change things to make it a little bit more like ZZ. I still am not a huge fan of it because it's sort of weird to me and it doesn't seem like there's a huge upside, but if you know ZZ and you haven't really gotten to 4x4 yet, it could be a good method for you to start with. I'm not sure if he's going to post anywhere about like how NS4 works with the update or anything like that, but you might want to check that out if it's somewhere out there. I don't know. If you're watching this, Mr. Creator of NS4, comment down below something about where we can find stuff. Now, about method neutrality. I agree with what most of you said, which was that method neutrality is a good idea and it might at some point be the future of 3x3, but probably not anytime soon. The main reason for that is that it's just too inspection heavy. Like, you could find on a solve whether a roux block is the best way to go, or a yo line, or a cross, but in order to inspect all of that, you need to inspect 2 potential first blocks for roux if you're not like color neutral or y-axis neutral, 1 EO line, but probably 2 if you're going for real efficiency, and 6 crosses because you're going to want to find the optimal cross. So that's just a lot of things to do in 15 seconds, and most of the time you won't be able to actually find the best one, so your inspection time would be better used picking one of them and then looking further into your solve. There's also the matter of practice, so practicing inspecting that many things is difficult on 3x3, whereas with something like 2x2 or Pyraminx, where you can be method neutral fairly easily, your solves are a lot shorter, so you get a lot more practice in a shorter amount of time trying out all these different methods, whereas with 3x3, if you do one of the methods, you're going to have to do a lot of solves with that method to get good at it. 2x2, an average of 5 could take like 20 seconds. 3x3, it could take like a minute if you're really fast. Okay, those estimates were both probably a little bit low considering inspection time and scrambling, but you get what I'm saying. You can simply do more solves in a shorter amount of time for 2x2 or Pyraminx than you can for 3x3. I don't know though, people are always surprising me with how much crazy stuff they can do in cubing. Well, let me know your thoughts on any of that, and if you check out any of those methods, let me know how they go. Thanks for watching, I'll see you tomorrow.